Now, as someone who played Graal Online before, you would think that I've probably gotten hacked to where I lost everything and I had to restart from the beginning. Because getting hacked is the worst thing that could ever happen to you. But if you remember me saying that I'd never been hacked before or almost came close to getting hacked, then this is what this story time is going to be about. So what is going on, guys? This is Xavenior and welcome back to a brand new video. And in this video, I'm going to be telling you a story about how I almost came close to getting hacked on Graal Online. And before we start this video, make sure to like this video and let's get into it right now. So this story time takes place way back in 2014, where I first got my first cell phone and a tablet. I never played Graal Classic on my tablet because of how slow it was, and that it would lag way too much. So I just played it on my phone. While it was a little fucking laggy a bit, I just dealt with it. And I know I said this about me joining Graal in the past, but this is where it ties into that because a lot of stuff happened during and before the stuff I talked about in an old story time. So I was just farming for money because I wanted to get a new outfit from my avatar, and all of a sudden I get this random ass message from some guy I never seen before, and I'm going to call him John. Now I don't remember his old username, but I do know it had a lot of underscores in it, but I'm going to call this person John in the story time because I don't give out names or usernames of people that I associate with or I used to associate with, and it was just a simple hi, and I replied back saying hi as well. And at that moment, after I talked to this person for like 2 hours or more, I became his friend and everything seemed okay. He didn't seem like a very odd or sketchy person to me because I was too gullible back then to tell who is being very manipulative. If I didn't say that word right, then I'm sorry about that. Back when I was still taking online school, I would get on Graal a lot and I would see John on as well and we would hang out. And I don't know how he did it, but he made it seem like he was a very good person and he was very convincing that he was not trying to pull my leg or to lie to me at all. Because he started telling me this story of how he was going through some hard times like I was and that his dad was not making much money. So I kind of felt bad for him and just told him not to give up hope and things in your life will start to change when something good happens. And I don't know why I did this because I didn't know any better, but I started telling him this story about my life, what I was going through, and what my dad did. And he acted like he cared and it was understanding. Boy, was I fucking wrong because this was not what started making me think that he was lying to me because I knew he would never lie. It was this one day I started questioning about John and if he was telling the truth. So a few days go by and I was just studying for my history class, which made me bored and frustrated. So I decided to put all of that aside and get on Graal because 1, I hated fucking school, and 2, I just wanted to play it anyway. And the moment I got on, I noticed that I got a message from another random person. So I'm thinking that this message could be 2 things. 1, it could be some random troll calling me a noob or something else. Or 2, it could be someone John knows and somehow they got my username. And sure enough, it was number 2 and I was hoping it was number 1. So I opened the message where this guy wrote a long ass paragraph about John saying that he was no good, he's a manipulator, and so on. And you can guess what I thought this message was. I thought it was someone that hated him and was trying to spread lies about him. So I replied back and said, dude, don't be a fucking dick. John would never do something like that. And this guy got so mad at my reply that he just started calling me an idiot and I was like ignoring this dude. He even blocked me after that and I don't know where he is today. To this day or remember his username. Cause that moment I should have listened to him. Now I figured out how he got my name cause John at the time had my name in his status cause I told him to add me in his status as his friend. But I noticed that I was the only one in his status because he had other people that were his friends in his status. But as the days go by, I started remembering what that person told me and that John was acting weird. And then the next following days go by and that's when it finally happened that really scared me. It was on a day that night, as it was almost the end of October, when I decided to confront John about why he was acting so weird. But before I could even say anything to him, he messaged me first and said, hey, how come you don't have an upload yet? And you are probably wondering what is he talking about. Now for some people who know what I'm talking about because I have old friends from Graal who watch my videos and understand what uploads are, let me just explain this to people who don't know. So an upload is like custom graphics that you made that you can submit to wear on Graal such as heads, bodies, shield codes or sword codes, you name it. So that's what he was talking about. So I said to him, it's just I like how I look, it's fine. And then he responds back with something rude saying, no, that makes you look like a fucking retard. How about I get you a custom for your account? And no joke, I wanted to respond back and say, well, at least I'm not a fucking loser and a manipulator as some people have been saying about you. But I chose not to say that, and then I just said, oh, well, no thanks. And I thought he was going to accept it and just not escalate this even further. Nope, I was wrong. Because then he replied saying, sorry, but I do think you need one. And then he started asking me for my email, password, and any other personal info. And the moment he did that, that was a red flag warning to me. Cause why would he need that just for stupid uploads? I know that the Graal staff would never ask for any personal info just for uploads that nobody gives a fuck about. Now, as gullible as I was years ago, I managed to have some common sense and say, no, fuck you, I'm not going to give you any of that. Cause why the fuck would I give a complete stranger over the internet that I never met before in my life my email and password and any other info just for a damn upload? Only a fucking idiot would be dumb enough to do something like that. You would have to have lower intelligence or be obsessed with an item to even think of doing something like that. And John, he just snapped and got angry at me. Cause he started saying some really nasty shit and trying to play the victim card, saying like it's not his fault and I'm making him feel worse. He continued to say some nasty shit towards me, screamed at me, and I was just freaking out as I was reading the messages. And then he said that everything he told me from months ago about his life and everything else, that was all a lie. And I could take two guesses on what he was when he told me this. One, he could be a 42-year-old fat fuck that sits in his mom's basement and do nothing but prey on minors and is trying to hack me, so the moment he got my info, he could either hunt me down or dox me after gaining my trust. Or two, he's just a creepy hacker wanting to gain access to my Google account or Graal account so he can do whatever he was planning to do and make me look bad. And luckily, it wasn't none of these because he never actually said anything about himself after he told me he lied and kept demanding I give it to him. So you know what I did? I blocked all communication with John and just got off Graal. Now you're probably thinking that this was the end of it, but nope, it wasn't the end. A few days later leading up to November, I was sitting in my room playing video games when all of a sudden I get an email from Google saying, you signed in from this device, can you confirm that this is you? And when I saw this, I knew this had to be John. So I had to go on to Chrome on my phone and logged in since I didn't have a computer. But before I did that, I clicked the button to say that this wasn't me and it probably signed him out. And then I managed to change the password and thus I was safe. And after that incident, he never tried to hack me again and I never seen him on Graal anymore. I think he may have either quit Graal or is just doing something else because I haven't seen him around leading up to this year. And now, ever since that day with John, I barely trust anyone now. And I still have trust issues. But yeah, that's the story of how I almost ended up getting hacked and locked out because some stranger lied to me. And the moral of the story is, be careful who you trust on the internet. They could be an insane old fart that has nothing better to do and just wants to ruin your life. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, leave your stories in the comments down below. Follow me on Instagram, which is at Xavenior_YT, and I will see you all later. Peace.